Welcome to Highway Herald, your roadmap to the latest in auto. Today, we're diving into a topic that's shaking up the global EV industry. China, a country that holds the reins on a vast majority of raw materials essential for electric cars, has recently decided to limit the export of some of the most valuable rare earth metals. This decision could have far-reaching implications for the Western EV industry. Let's explore the 7 potential impacts this could have. Number 7. The rising cost of EVs. The primary hurdle for most consumers when it comes to EVs is their cost. As an emerging technology that heavily depends on costly raw materials, electric cars are still significantly more expensive than their internal combustion counterparts. The high costs can be largely attributed to the use of rare materials, particularly rare earth metals. This group of 17 chemical elements is crucial for the production of electric cars. Elements like lithium, cobalt, and nickel form the backbone of EV batteries, while others like graphite, neodymium, dysprosium are vital for the production of electric motors. Currently, China produces 60% of rare earth metals. But that's not all. It also imports raw minerals and processes them, controlling 90% of their production. So, it's fair to say that China is the key player in this field. With this in mind, any limitations on exports by the Chinese government could make these materials even more precious, as there are few other places on Earth where they can be sourced. As the EV industry continues to expand, the demand for these materials will only increase, leading to a significant rise in production costs and, consequently, the price of the final product. Number 6. The battery challenge. Electric cars, with their fewer components compared to internal combustion vehicles, primarily rely on the electric motor and battery. The latter is especially challenging due to its size and the significant amount of rare earth metals required for its production. Elements such as nickel and cobalt are used, but lithium is the most crucial ingredient in most modern batteries. With China controlling the majority of lithium production, it's no surprise that Western companies are exploring alternatives. Not only are they seeking alternative technologies, but also alternative sources of lithium. Lithium is abundant on Earth, but its extraction is a complex process often involving environmentally damaging methods. This has led to strong resistance from citizens in Western countries. Without access to Chinese lithium, Western companies may struggle to produce enough raw materials to meet the growing demands of the EV industry. Number 5. Supply chain complications. The motives of the Chinese government are multifaceted, with geopolitical considerations and the protection of its own industries playing significant roles. This has implications for Western automakers, reminiscent of the challenges they faced during the COVID-19 pandemic and subsequent conflicts. During that time, automakers grappled with severe supply chain disruptions, primarily due to a chronic shortage of semiconductors. This forced them to rethink their strategies, scale back production considerably, and left consumers waiting longer for their vehicles. As a result, manufacturers suggested retail prices, MSRPs, and dealer markups soared, causing new car prices to skyrocket in recent years. A similar scenario is anticipated following China's export limitations. Experts suggest that supplies are far from ideal, leading to an expectation that most EV manufacturers will face shortages as early as 2025. This could be on a much larger scale, given the heavy reliance of EVs on these raw materials. Remember, these materials are used to make batteries and electric motors, and they're also found in the in-car electronics of new EV models. These electronics will also be heavily affected by these limitations. Number 4. Slowing down the EV market. So, where is this all heading? Given the current state of the industry, it seems the EV revolution may be cooling off. The EV market has seen rapid growth in recent years, with a 90% increase annually. However, the market's growth has already started to slow down for various reasons, primarily due to consumers' reluctance to transition to EVs. This reluctance stems from factors such as inadequate infrastructure, high prices, low EV reliability ratings, high insurance costs, and more. As we've just discussed, these export limitations will further impact the EV industry, leading to a shortage of critical components, reduced production, and increased production costs. Consequently, consumers may face further price hikes, potentially dampening their interest in EVs even more. In other words, growth is sure to slow down and may even stall if these limitations persist, further evidence that the transition to EVs will take much longer than anticipated. Number 3. The rise of China. The Chinese EV industry is surging ahead at an impressive pace. Chinese EV manufacturers are at the forefront of advanced technologies, particularly in battery technology. There's also a vast number of Chinese companies producing electric cars, with many already making their mark on international markets. It's no surprise that companies like BYD are emerging as future competitors to Tesla. With significant support from the authorities, Chinese companies have mastered the EV economy, a feat yet to be achieved by their Western counterparts. While legacy car makers are still incurring losses on every EV they sell, Chinese manufacturers are turning a profit, despite their models being significantly cheaper. Western governments have attempted to curb the expansion of Chinese EVs by imposing various import taxes. However, China's limitations on exports can be seen as a countermeasure, potentially slowing the progress of Western EVs and widening the gap in favor of Chinese companies. In this battle of attrition, China is the clear frontrunner, poised to dominate the global EV market even sooner than some experts predicted. Number 2, the geopolitical landscape. While China's decision to limit the export of rare earth extraction and separation technologies is set to have a significant impact on the EV industry, it's likely just a small piece of a much larger puzzle. So, what's really going on? In December, Chinese authorities announced these limitations, which apply to a group of 17 rare earth elements. These elements are not only used extensively in the EV industry, but also in defense technologies, such as missiles, lasers, vehicle-mounted systems like tanks, and military communications. Given that Benchmark Minerals Intelligence has highlighted the United States' particular vulnerability to processing restrictions, it's clear that these limitations are part of a broader strategy to position China as a global leader across multiple sectors. The US government has been aware of this vulnerability for some time, but it seems meaningful action has only recently been taken. This vulnerability extends beyond defense infrastructure to the general population, as these materials are integral to consumer electronic products like computers, televisions, smartphones, and various clean energy technologies, especially those related to decarbonization. Number 1, the pressing need for alternatives. With the scarcity of available raw materials, Western companies are compelled to seek alternatives. We've previously discussed alternative mining methods, which have proven problematic due to their environmental impact. Therefore, in addition to sourcing familiar resources differently, these companies will also need to innovate new technologies. While Chinese EV manufacturers continue to refine their technology, Western companies will need to explore alternatives. This includes different types of batteries and efforts to incorporate hydrogen into everyday mobility. Developing these technologies and making them affordable will require time and money, potentially slowing down the transition to EVs. Moreover, Western companies will need to learn to use their resources more efficiently. Currently, a significant portion of rare earth metals ends up in electronic waste. In addition to environmental concerns, reusing these materials is one of the best ways to navigate the challenges posed by China. Reducing reliance on new mining is crucial for the future production and sustainability of EVs. So it's safe to say that the development of new recycling technologies will be a top priority in the near future. Thank you for watching Highway Herald. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel to stay updated on the latest vehicle updates and upcoming videos. See you next time.